Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome chest house. So this house is basically one big giant storage unit. That's pretty much what the entire purpose of this house is. I've taken a normal chest statue, I have turned it into an open chest statue so that we actually have access to the roof, which I have utilized as a little bit of a mini farm slash garden. And the inside of the chest house is a big giant storage container with multiple floors, each floor and each section of floor serving a purpose. So on the left here we have a big giant storage container. On the right we have more storage and we have a smelting area. If we move up a floor we have some indoor farms, Neverwar, we have some mushrooms, we have regular farms. If we come up to the top floor we have a giant enchantment library and we have a sleeping area fit for multiple friends. And if we come all the way up to the tippity top of the roof, you'll notice that we have the farming area slash gardens. So I think that it's just pretty much an interesting idea for a house, if nothing else. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please do remember to hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And would you like to see another one of these big item houses? I've made a crafting table house, which you can check out in the card system in the description below, but let me know whether you'd like to see, I don't know, like a furnace or something, who knows. Without any further ado, let me show you how to make this thing. It's so simple. So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some black concrete, orange concrete, white concrete, light grey concrete, and some oak wood planks. These are the only materials that you need to make the actual house itself. If you want to do the inside or the outside, you will need more stuff, but that will not be part of this tutorial. I'm just going to show you how to make the actual base house, and then you can fill it up with all of the things that you want to actually fill it up with, instead of the stuff that I want to fill it up with. So these are the materials you need, and you want to start off the build by placing a row of 16 black concrete in a row on the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Take that 16th block and extend it towards you by 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Extend that 15th block all the way over to the left, and the purpose of this is for us to connect it all the way back to where we very first started. So you want to connect it together in a nice big square shape. You want to take each one of the 4 corners of your square and you want to add rows of 11 on top of them. This is with the black concrete. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you want to do the same with every single other block and connect them together. So you might find it easier to simply use the first row to measure all of the other rows, and then you can kind of like extend it around the base of the build. You can follow the shape along from the floor, and then if you extend the corner blocks down from the ground connecting upwards, then that will basically allow you to make the shape with doing very little counting, which is always a big bonus for me. And you'll end up with something that should look like this. I'm going to seize this opportunity, so we don't do it all in one go, to fill this in with orange concrete. This is by far, really is, the worst part of this house is filling it in, because it's quite a big area. It's like, you know, like 16 by 16 by 14. It's big, and the lid is also quite big as well. So we're going to fill the base of this in. We're also going to fill in the top after we filled in the base. So each one of the 4 walls, the bottom ones, left, right, back, and front, these will be filled in with the orange concrete. However, the top of the box, I am opting to fill in with oak wood planks, just because I think that oak wood planks is kind of like a nice homesome material. I don't know why. I don't even know what that means. It just kind of has that look to me that, like, oak wood planks, it's a nice homey comfy material, if that makes sense. I might be ascribing weird feelings to blocks in Minecraft, but I bet you know what I mean. Like, when you see like an obsidian block, you don't think to yourself, or some of you guys might, I know I have before, some of you guys might see when you say obsidian like, that's not really something that's like a homey material. I want to use that. I want something that's a bit more warm. That's what I feel when I see the oak wood plank block. It's just kind of got that nice home feel to it. So that's why I'm using it to fill in the top of this particular part of the house. And you might have seen at the start of the video that I used that also to fill in a large portion of the inside of the house. So you guys can take that what you will. If you want to use oak wood, you can use oak wood. If you would prefer to use a different wood, maybe you prefer spruce instead, then use spruce, or even quartz or obsidian. Maybe you're one of those guys that you enjoy the obsidian. So we're just going to continue filling this in. As I said, it's a little bit of a tedious process, but once it's done, it's done. And this video is actually gearing up to take very little time whatsoever, so I might show you how I personally laid out some of the interior portions of the house. We'll have to see how long the rest of this takes us though. But here we are, we've filled in each one of the 4 sides, and to cap this off, I'm just going to place a layer of oak wood planks in the top of this, and I might even add an additional material to the chest house. By the way, here's the thing, I kind of wish I did also like a modern version of this. It'd be kind of cool if you had 2 different chests. Maybe you have a closed version of this. You could easily edit this to just turn a chest, like just a regular chest statue, into a house, and maybe you could even make like the inside of it modern, whilst this one could be a bit more survivally orientated. I don't know. These are just options. You don't have to listen to what I say. You don't even have to follow the decor ideas that I'm throwing out there, but you could absolutely do that, and it'd look kind of cool to have like a space age version of the chest and to have just a regular sort of survival themed version of the chest. So this is what we've got to work with so far. Next bit, the open lid. So we're going to take the back side of the chest. You'll have already decided for yourself where the back of the chest is going to be, so go to the back side of it. Place a row of black concrete above and diagonal to the top backside of your chest. You'll know what I mean. Like, the side that you want to be the back, upwards, backwards, diagonally. You want to take the left hand side and the right hand side of that row, and you want to go up on top of that, each by 15. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'll tell you what, you don't even have to count out the other row, because you can just drag this over and then extend up the other end, and you will achieve the exact same result. You want to take the 4 corners of the lid of the chest and extend them backwards each by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. And again, it might be easier for you to simply, since you've got to connect them all together anyway, to just kind of like use that first row to skate around the outline of the lid of the chest and then connect it together at the corners. It would be a bit easier than counting out all of the rows and then connecting them together. We're kind of combining 2 jobs into 1 here. Well, anyway, that's the lid of the chest, almost. We do also have the latch, but what we're now going to do is we're going to fill in the lid of the chest with orange concrete. Once again, not my favorite task, but a task that has to be done. Otherwise, you've got like a weird outline of chest. Like if you just left like the outline of the chest, it'd kind of look as though it hasn't been unlocked yet. You know, like in games and stuff, like when there's like, you've not unlocked a weapon or a character or something in a game, and there's kind of either like just a dark outline of it or just like a big black silhouette of it. That's kind of what you'd have if you just like left the lines of the chest. You'd be like, have I not unlocked my storage room yet? What's going on? What achievement do I have to get? So that's why we're filling it in. Obviously, that didn't have to be explained. But anyway, we're filling in the lid of the chest, and it is important to note that not every single side of the lid of the chest is to be filled in. We are going to leave the front part of the chest, the part that is closest to the big giant oak wood roof, which is essentially what it is. This part right here, this big part, we're going to leave it open. We're not going to do anything to it because I don't see why we should fill it in with anything, because it's a chest, like it's supposed to be empty at the top. I think it's a bit more realistic. So once you've sorted that out, we have to do the latch of the chest. So we want to find this first row at the top of the statue. We want to take the two middle orange concrete blocks, these two. I'm pretty sure it's these two, and we want to place white concrete in front of the two middle blocks. Now, you're going to have to eyeball that. That's the best way to do it. You could count in from either side. Like, if you count in the orange blocks, you want to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to be on the 7th and 8th blocks coming in from any one side. They're the two middle blocks. And you want to take the left white concrete that we placed, and you want to extend it towards you by 3. 1, 2, 3. The right one, extend it towards you by 3 with the light grey concrete, like this. That is the latch of the chest. Those two middle blocks that we placed up at the top of the chest are quite relevant, because if you kind of follow these down and towards the front of the house, this is where the entrance is going to be. So once again, I'm kind of going to eyeball this, but I think that those are the two middle blocks of the chest. And once again, if you count the orange and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th and 8th blocks in from either side from the orange are the middle blocks. Well, this is where the entrance is going to be, and we're going to make it a bit more interesting. So we're now able to access the entrance, right? On the left and right hand side, I'm going to place a black, and then I'm going to place 2 orange coming up from the blacks, and I'm going to place on the left hand side in between them a light grey concrete and the right hand side white concrete. I'm going to stick another one on top of each block, so like this. And I'm going to grab the oak fence, and this is what I did on the original. I'm just going to place a layer of oak fence going all the way around the top of the open part of the chest. So just going all the way around the top where the roof garden is, I'm just going to place a layer of oak wood fence like that, just because once again I'm trying to make it look a bit more homey, hence why I also added an entrance. You don't have to add an entrance at all, you could simply just have like a double door, but I like it like this. Speaking of double doors, if you do want to add a door, I would suggest the oak door. Again, it's kind of fitting the theme. And if you want to do the inside of the actual chest house, this is how I did it, right? So inside we have the left and right hand side of the entrance. Well, I split up the chest into 2 halves. I split into 2 halves, and I did it by connecting the entrance of the chest to the back. And I grabbed some ladders, and I grabbed a double set of ladders leading all the way up the back of the chest. I cracked into the top of it, and I made this the actual entrance to the roof, like this. So if you're looking for similar ideas to me, and then if we fall down back into the chest, I basically made separations for how big I wanted the rooms to be. So, like, I think that I made them 3 blocks high. So, I basically just made separations for how big I wanted each particular section of the chest to be. Like this. Maybe I make the bottom one a bit smaller, like that. Yeah, and then shrink that one, and then like this. And I basically, like I said, I discovered where I wanted the rooms to be and how big I wanted them to be. I knew that I wanted them to be split evenly on the left-hand side and right-hand side, because this is basically just a nice big house storage chest. You're storing a house in here is pretty much the entire point of this. Or you could easily just store hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chests in here, each filled with different items and all catalogued. You could do that. Or you could separate the place into floors, as I'm kind of doing now, and you could use each floor for a different purpose. So, like, you could use the middle floor here, like you could, all you have to do is put in like oak wood floors, and then you can obviously suit each particular floor to a certain purpose. But that's kind of how I arrived at the original design for the chest that you saw at the start of the video. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's just a nice, simple, easy design. I'm hoping that you guys managed to make it. I don't want to give you guys like a step-by-step instruction of how to do the original version, the first version of the chest, the one that you saw at the start of the video. I want you guys to be able to just do whatever you want with your particular chest storage house unit, whatever you want to call it. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you've managed to make it. If you have, please do hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you like the idea, like the video. Just appreciate it a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content and you want to see some more stuff like this. If you enjoy the content as well, you want to see some different stuff, comment down below, let me know what you want to see. I like these ideas for like actual item houses. I kind of like the idea of doing a furnace house and an enchanting table house. Let me know whether you guys feel the same. Maybe you don't, who knows. On top of all that, if you want to check out more stuff by me, including that crafting table house that you see in the background, check out the card system, description below. I obviously make all sorts of other stuff as well, as you can see by the world around me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.